Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Bobby D, and I'm back again with another hot, juicy video. And as always, I'm joined by the hair Moses himself, Steve Cook.
Bobby.
Thanks for being on my channel as always, Steve. And if y'all didn't know, Steve has his own channel at Defeating Hair Loss. Great content, 2 videos a week and tons of shorts. So a lot of great hair content out there for you guys to check out. And tonight, Steve, I know on our last video we just talked about why you should get an FUE procedure, and tonight, Steve, is why should you not get an FUE procedure. So I'll let you take it away.
All right, great question, Bobby. So thanks for having me back. Love your channel.
Thank you, Steve.
You know, the FUE procedure is a fantastic procedure. It's come a long way. But yes, great question. We want to make sure that we lay out the boundaries of who should not get an FUE procedure. Well, if you're bald, and it's just a numbers game. So if you're bald on top of your head and you look at the back of your head, you can easily see, you don't need to be an engineer, that you don't have enough supply for the demand. So the way to do it, if you want to get a hair transplant, and if a specialist agrees to do it and thinks you're a good candidate, is to do a few strips first, because you're getting the center core, you're getting the better quality hair, and then you can always follow up with FUE for certain areas. But if you're bald, you're not a candidate for FUE. If you have thinning or you have thin hair in your donor zone, if you have poor hair in your donor zone, if you have wimpy hair in your donor zone, you're not a candidate for FUE. Now the internet, and I say that not in a critical way, I say that in a way where it's all about promoting, and it's all about social media and talking about look at me, look at me, look at me, I got my hair transplant. And they promote FUE a lot because it's a sexier sell. It's easier to sell. I can't stand people out there that take the easy path. I don't know why I never took the easy path. I probably should have. But it's like, oh, you know what? This guy's making complaints about, he's talking about a scar, he's talking about this thing he saw on the internet. Let's just talk about FUE. Well, that's not the way to do it. You have to educate on both procedures. There's a lot of reasons why FUT is actually a much better procedure. Actually, there's more reasons than there is for FUE. But if you have that poor donor hair, you realize that if you pay a doctor to take 3,000 grafts out of the back of your head, maybe 1,500 will grow. That's not a good number, because the hair is just too weak. Think about going into your front lawn and pulling out some flowers, and they just are very poor. You can see the roots are falling apart. They're not strong and deep. They're not going to grow when you put them in the backyard. Well, some of them do, and that's the point. So don't just lay down and listen to someone. You got to figure this out. You're the one that should know whether you have poor hair or strong hair or maybe average hair. So anything below average, you're not a candidate for FUE. If you're a young person and you are nervous about taking the medication at a young age, okay, then you're really not a candidate for FUE. Now, I want to make this very, very clear that this is the standard in the industry. This is not me making the decision for you. This is not me making the decision for Bobby when he had his surgery. He needed the options. He needed the truth. He needed the right information to make an intelligent decision. At the time, which is not the same now, he didn't know whether he was going to stay long-term on the medication. And he was in his 20s, not his 30s even. So with those kind of guys, you have to be very careful, because they could spend a lot of money, and we're all never happy anyway. We want as much hair as we can get. So you're going to be doing this more than once. And when you go down that FUE path, you're going to chew up that donor hair sooner. So this always sounds like me trying to promote FUT. It always sounds like I'm a bigger fan of FUT. I'm not. As a matter of fact, my last procedure was FUE and I loved it. It's just that, do you qualify for FUE, and are you going to set yourself up for some sort of an issue in the future if you don't kind of look at all the options? You like that?
Yeah, love it, Steve. I appreciate it, Steve. That's why you're the legend. So, as always, be sure to check out Steve's channel, and be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next time.